I'm John Walton. I'm a professor of Old Testament at Wheaton College, and my specialty is understanding the Old Testament against the background of the ancient Near East. So we're reading along in Genesis 14, and we encounter this guy, Melchizedek. Out of nowhere, he's identified as the king of Salem, and he welcomes Abram coming back victorious from the battle, and he's kind of left as just one of those mystery characters that you run into, Abraham's buddies. Then he shows up again in Psalm 110 as sort of a model of king and priest in Jerusalem, which of course he is. Then, of course, Hebrews 6 and 7, suddenly there's a lot going on with Melchizedek. So what do we do with this guy? Well, first of all, we take things in order. In Genesis, he's a priest of El Elyon. It's Abraham who says, I'm interested in Yahweh, who is the one I consider to be El Elyon. So that already makes a little bit of distinction. We can't say that he worships the same God as Abram. El Elyon is title material in the ancient world, not particularly identifying a deity. Then we move to Psalms, and Psalms picks that up as a paradigm for a priest-king, which of course in Israel you can't have because the priests are Levites and the king is from Judah. What we don't know about as general readers is that in the Hellenistic intertestamental period, Melchizedek becomes really, really, really big stuff. He's one of the greats up in the heavenly realms. Now, that's a development that takes place in things like the book of Enoch. We have a Qumran scroll called 11Q Melchizedek. So we can see this huge blow-up surrounding this guy. He's developed as a very different sort of character in the intertestamental period. That's very important for reading Hebrews, because when Hebrews is talking to its audience, that audience is not an audience that just knows Genesis or just knows Psalms. It's an audience that knows the Hellenistic traditional materials about Melchizedek. And so the author of Hebrews addresses the Melchizedek they know. So we have to kind of have that information in place, else we might somehow think that somehow Genesis had that information that Hebrews is using.